Woo! Okay, welcome everyone watching on YouTube. Lovely to have you here as well. All of our streams are now working in all directions, and welcome to First Play Friday for our play of Pirate Patrol. We're playing a couple of games. Pirate Patrol's the first one. The description that we have on the press kit, and in fact the same description that we got for Pirate Patrol on Twitch. On Steam. Deary me, I would be a good streamer if I could, read. Honest gov. So, Lionheart, the legendary pirate captain, has returned to make them pay for the betrayal he suffered 20 years ago during the Great Pirate Revolution against the ruthless monopoly bosses who have the galaxy and the Federation in their claws. Realizing the Federation has become a pawn in the hands of the monopoly bosses, will the honorable intelligence officers and experienced pirate captains scattered across the galaxy support Lionheart in this great battle? Are you ready to send your precious pilots into battle against artificially intelligent enemies unleashed across the galaxy by an evil force? So, we might get some deafening music in a second because this is the first time we've launched the game. And I can't actually control the volume until we've got it sorted out. But let's see how this goes. It seemed to be a bit stuck there. Right. So we've got a development roadmap here. Hello, sci-fi friends. Thank you very much for supporting Pirate Patrol in early access. It'll be great, Windows, if your toolbar would just disappear. There we go. We're a group of old-school sci-fi and RPG gamers and veterans of the video game industry aiming to develop a powerful and detailed sci-fi RPG game focused on immersive tactical and strategic space battles with rich content and literary depth in the tradition of PC gaming without being sacrificed to the shallowness of mobile and console devices. Oof. We'd like to remind you that, again, Pirate Patrol is currently at a very early stage. Some game modules are still in development and have not been integrated in the early access release. You review the roadmap we prepared for this purpose in this section. It should be emphasized we also aim to implement a style beyond the copy-paste menu and design elements that have become standard in mainstream industrial games. In this way, we want to combine the tactical combat and with a fast-paced, exciting, yet highly controllable gameplay experience. We'd like to underline again that your support is very important to us in this journey. Please feel free to send us your comments and suggestions. I get what they're going for here. The shallowness of consoles just means you've done a poor job of getting your story onto console. It's a machine. So if you're saying it's difficult to play with, you can't play games without a keyboard and mouse, sure, there are games that's true for. If you're saying all console games are shallow, I disagree a bit. And you can see they've got some information here. Their artificial intelligence tactical combat module is playable. The galaxy map's 90%. Character creation is about 20%. Inventory looting about 35%. Saber load settings 60%. Companies and factions 5%. There's apparently a map update coming after some updates. Okay. And a tutorial. So let's exit the roadmap. And change some settings, because I am almost completely deafened by that. Thought consoles support keyboard and mouse these days anyway. Yeah, I mean, technically. Is it just me or is that still super loud? I'm also bearing in mind, while I'm saying that's loud, you guys get it at 70% of the volume I do. You remember playing Warhammer RTS on PS1 with keyboard and mouse? Dark Omen, I think it was called. Yep, Dark Omen was... I like RTS is definitely better with the keyboard and mouse. I just don't understand why you would suggest that consoles as a whole mean you have to have a shallow experience. I mean, mobile, I can understand where you're coming from, because the way the mobile games market typically works is that people that play mobile games tend to not want to pay for the game unless they're paying for in-game loot. It's just how the economics work. So you have to build mechanics that work in that particular way, because you can't persuade someone to spend 35 quid on a Android game. Alright, the tutorial is not available, so start new game. A word of advice if the devs are watching this. I love what you're trying to do. I love that you're passionate and you want to create a cool game, and that you see some of these things as differentiating factors. The way that you have written your intro letter makes you sound like an arse. You might need to get a writer to help you. And I don't mean a writer to help with your story, I mean a writer to help you with the clarity of your communications. Because there's ways of saying the same thing without sounding arsey. Pirate Patrol provides the player with an unorthodox interface to easily navigate the rich and dense content. We'll see about that in a second. For this reason, we strongly recommend that you take the time to read the help section in settings before starting the game. So I have to go... why is it... Okay. Again, small things. If you have a help section, don't bury it in settings. Stick it here, particularly if you need it to be something that people do before you start. Okay. Right, law. Politics has never been a clean game. Remember, for those in power, laws and rules are no longer limits. As humanity began to spread across the planet, the politicians who had once lived at the behest of businessmen discovered how fragile the money power of wealthy businessmen really was. Corporatocracy, which shaped politics, economics, and everyday life by controlling rare resources or minerals on the market, realized they were no longer indispensable thanks to easy processing and transferring of infinite resources in space. AI-powered mines extract resources, AI-powered factories quickly produce the products needed. The corporatocracy, no longer essential to human existence, was reluctantly forced to become a tool at the disposal of the politicians they had once paid to feed and own. But the desire for power and domination never went away. In the new order, the source of power was not the extraction of precious minerals or the production of human necessities. Everyone understood that whoever dominated artificial intelligence would have the power to dominate humanity. To return to the glory days of their ancestors, giant corporations set up secret laboratories in the dark corners of space to study dangerous artificial intelligence and finally achieve their goal. The artificially intelligent warriors they secretly developed to break the massive military might of the Federation are now terrorizing every colony within the Federation's borders, harassing merchant ships, blockading distant colonies, and cutting off access and attacking, severely damaging the Federation's aging military ships. Centuries later, as everyone sees the balance of power shifting again, the corporatocracy reasserting its dominance over humanity, a legendary pirate, a feared figure on distant planets, has made a discovery that will change the course of the Cold War between the Federation and the corporatocracy. When Captain Lionheart discovered and raided a secret, unlicensed, unregistered space station built in a remote corner, he was able to capture some of the corporatocracy's valuable artificial intelligence work. By sharing this data with the Federation, Lionheart gave the Federation Navy, outdated and powerless against the AI pirate ships, a chance to turn the tide of the war. With Lionheart's new technology, the Federation had developed a new warship that could effectively fight the AI pirate ships, and now all the Federation needed for it to prove its combat prowess in the field. Captain Lionheart was tasked with commanding the prototype warship, the Father, and investigating those responsible for this dangerous AI terror. How to play. To move the mothership on the map, right-click on the mothership and right-click where you want to go. If you right-click on the planet while the mothership's selected, you move to the orbit of that planet. If you right-click on a mission, you'll enter the mission area. Planetary orbits are smaller maps than mission zones. In planetary orbits, you can make the repairs to the mothership. Mission zones are larger map areas that may require exploration, reconnaissance, and remote operations. How do you play the game? Shortest possible explanation. Pirate Patrol is a game with strategic and tactical depth and very detailed controls in a wide game universe. For first-time players, the learning process may take longer than expected. We have packed the information you need to start the game quickly onto this screen. However, you should remember there are still many details in the game that you will have to discover and learn beyond the information here. Okay. Neural network control to use the mouse wheel to adjust the game speed. Okay, cool. Neural network connects your crew and pilots via brain implants, enabling synchronized movement, superhuman thinking. This allows them to control, combat AI enemies. When the green bar on the bridge panel depletes, the crew is exhausted and cannot utilize the neural network again until they recharge. Smart pause, unpause. The game automatically pauses when you hover your mouse over enemy ships or the turret panel. Alternatively, press the middle mouse button to pause, unpause. Fighter control, launch from the mothership, recall, adjust weapon rate. Activate, deactivate, turbo and missile, switch between escort and scan and loot modes. Scan a shipwreck before attempting to loot it. Alright, I'm going to print screen this and put it onto the right hand side of my screen. Let's grab that now. In fact, let's grab the snipping tool so I can keep it up. Honestly, the more I read this, the more it feels like they released it before they finished a tutorial that was badly needed. Unless, like, these are simple things to resolve, but yes, purple on a black background is a bad idea. You could use it to highlight things like this. You don't use it for writing text. They have at least darkened the background area here to make it a bit easier to read. If you have to read all of this to play your game, you have done a bad job of getting the controls right in game. Let's get into it and let's see whether we actually manage to get any sort of experience out of it. Okay, things have a dense interface and mechanically complex. I quite like those, but I've played a lot of them that have had great onboarding. Absolutely. Okay. Fighters. I'm looking at sensor range at the moment as one of the primary things that I want to get some of the ones with the longest sensor range in, and then maybe some with more HP. Let's go. The Janissary. The Dragonfly. Okay, officers. Tactical officer responsible for the effective use of the mothership's weapons during combat. We've got an engineering officer, and we can have 2 XOs, 2 tactical, 2 engineering. Skills not available. Okay. Okay. For perhaps hundreds of years, countless people realizing that giant corporations that have created and security forces controlled by politicians bought by the corporatocracy fought a great war to search for this young captain all over the universe to prevent him from becoming a legend, but they failed. Jerry D. Scott, welcome, welcome. Bluebelt, lovely to have you here. Oh, we're back. Was there a gap there? 'Cause it didn't end on my side. But while many officers and soldiers within the Federation's cumbersome and bureaucratic structure had no qualms about taking their paychecks and following orders to control the masses for the big bosses. Another group was about to set up their own game, realizing that humanity was being enslaved, exploited, and thousands of years of civilization's achievements were about to be destroyed at the hands of brutal monopolies. The Federation Secret Service was aware of all the dirty dealings between the bosses and corporate political leaders, and even the Navy desperately searched for Captain Lionheart. They were secretly liaising with him, collaborating behind the scenes on operations that would make the lives of corrupt political leaders and corporatocracy bosses a nightmare. Not long ago, Captain Lionheart discovered one of the corporatocracy's secret layers and raided it heavily, managed to steal valuable, secretly developed technology from the corporatocracy's hands. Also, put a dark background here, please, so you can read it over light areas. With this technology in Captain Lionheart's possession, the Federation Secret Service secretly developed a very special warship, secretly. Many honest officers and agents had given their lives to keep the ship a secret, but when the advanced warship named the Father was finally complete, they decided, over the objections of some officers, to give it to Captain to fight the corporatocracy, Captain Lionheart. I could not read that at all there. I'm going to check whether it's Twitch being twitchy or not. Okay. I think a lot of the UX stuff would be more forgivable, and this is the reason why you don't write in an aggressive way about how terrible other platforms or games are. Or how you are the only one that can save the industry or do a particular thing well, which is how some of the writing for this came across. Oh, 1 second. Right, sorry. As I was saying, sorry, if you are going to point fingers at others having problems, the problem that you're going to have is that you're then going to be judged more harshly for things that are just early access things. But there are like really standard user experience things that you should be doing if you are releasing a game. So if you've got text scrolling over something and you've got it in white, you need to make sure that you put a darker background. You could center it. You don't want to get rid of the beautiful graphics completely. Or you could just have the text on a box with a higher opacity to make it more easily readable. Captain, robot ship gang's fighters have appeared in Mars orbit and they have spotted us. Our main cannon is not ready to fire yet. I recommend you launch fighters and secure the Father at all costs. There are also some new weapons in the Father's cargo we are carrying for testing. Use any of them in battle as you see fit. It's surprising how far the robot warriors have penetrated. Oh my. The Navy will send its ships to the region to investigate the situation. It would be a good idea to leave Mars orbit for a while so that the Father, which we have now secretly developed, goes unnoticed. We get it, you secretly developed it. I have a feeling that English is either the second or third language for whoever wrote much of this. Give me just a second, I've got a plan hovering. Zero G Scott says, "Or give the text back outline." Absolutely, yeah. Right click to select the father. A or D, left or right to move the camera. Okay. Right, I think we're meant to select it with... Right, we're right-clicking, we select the father. And what, right-clicking again to move?
Fast neural interface normalized.
Okay. Give me a second. We're actually going to have to go into the help menu. Combat. In combat, they use your own intuition to analyze enemies, select and attack targets. Okay. Right, that's still no clearer.
Neural interface activated. Tactical neural interface activated. Slow neural interface. Tactical neural interface activated.
Okay. Why won't it let me...
Tactical neural interface activated.
Oh my word, this is aggravating.
Slow neural interface neural interface normalized.
Right. Can we play Tavern Master instead? We do have... We will play some of the other games as well. I think Tavern Master is second and E Startup 2 Business Tycoon is third. Right. I'm not sure where... It says right click. On left right to move the camera. Okay. So we're right clicking. I'm not sure what it wants me to do. Ah, there we go. Okay. So can I send out more...
Captain, we've entered point A. The father's repair work has
What exact... Okay, we're currently repairing.
Tactical neural interface activated. Slow neural tactical neural interface activated. New enemy contact on radar.
Okay, how am I meant to scan these? Hang on, let's go back to help. Tech. Looting. Every 25 you use up ammunition. Okay, yep, cool. Yes.
Tactical neural interface activated. Slow neural tactical neural interface activated.
Right, we're going to get the fighters in the hangar to take off as well. Oh my word. I'm not... I can't find where it talks about scanning. So...
Tactical neural interface normalized. Tactical neural interface. Slow neural interface normalized.
Not helped by the fact I keep messing up the controls. Yeah, let's say yes. I can't get this thing to... Right, it said AD. Right, hang on. Do I have to have the ship selected before I can do AD? That's left, right. That's not moving. We won the experience at least. Yes. There must be more. There must be... Left, right, AD, fast camera fan, shift, left, right, AD. That's not working! Okay. I feel like I should be scanning things and doing stuff and... But... We done yet? You know what, Cody? I think we are. Alright. Oh my word, there's not... Right, there we go. Okay, I think this game is a little bit too early access. I will try off stream to have a little bit of a play around with the controls. However, the map controls AD doesn't work. It worked once, scanned a little bit, and like the guys, if you're watching this, no hate. Developing games is hard, but a few things. If you can get someone that can help you with the UX design, it will be really, really helpful to this project. The art style is a-okay. Great. It's an aesthetic. Don't need to change anything about it. As you're getting people to move things around, you'd be far better off having a early tutorial that is going to, as you go into the game, not go and read several pages of very small text, which is not particularly accessible, but as you start saying, having that where you had the big bit that said, select the ship doing this. That's all you need to do is select the ship doing this, move it forward doing this. Excellent. We've tested the engines. Next, let's try our navigation. Press these keys to move, and then get player to press AD or whatever it is that you're going to do with your keys. Here's how we can see the map interface, and then an explanation of how you can go from moving your ship and moving the map to how you can see more of the map, because the UX that you've got showing for the large map, I couldn't see that UX anywhere at all, and it was super unclear what the mission was or what I was meant to do, so we're going round and round in circles. Also, things like the hangar bays having popping up when an enemy attacks and says launch hangars or launch all ships, or you can choose which ships you want to launch and here's how to do it, would be better than having to randomly click around or read the instructions. I will come back and play some more of this. It is not ready yet, and it's certainly not worth $20 right now in its current state. And I'd so strongly recommend that you get someone to rewrite this. If English isn't your first language, that's a-okay. That describes the majority of the world. But whatever language is in, making sure that it doesn't read like you're attacking other games rather than extolling the feature of yours, particularly when your UX is so underdone at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to exit that. Oh, this looks great. It's just a shame about the rest of it. What's winning for number 2, Tavern Master? So give me a few seconds. I will see if I can sort out getting Tavern Master up and running. Unfortunately, for those watching on YouTube, there will be another stream changeover. I'll be back in just a few moments as I have to go and create all the graphics for a different game, because I wasn't expecting to for that to be quite so quick. So there we go. I will be back in just a moment, chat.